Shudras te api yanti param gatim. Translation. Okay. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, that is merchants, and Shudras, that is workers, the laborer class, can attain the supreme destination. So this is a hope being awarded to us. Especially this is Kali Yuga, so one can say, if it's very difficult, why bother? So here there is like an assurance from the Lord, that one can attain the supreme destination, no matter what category, what class one belongs to. So let's get into detail. Purport. So His Grace Chaitanya Charan Prabhu explains that in Varnashrama system, higher Varnas are more suitable for practice of Dharma. So when we say Dharma, it's not devotional service, it's not Bhakti. Then lower Varnas. But Lord Krishna says Bhakti does not recognize such discrimination. Bhakti is beyond such discrimination. Bhakti is independent. Bhakti is very intimate potency. And so when we say this Varnas, we are talking about in a society individuals based on their roles and duties. And that gives the social structure. It's based on occupation and role as per the Vedic society, or Vedic, as mentioned in the Vedas. So what it means is, even as long as somebody is practicing devotional service, they can also be elevated. So it doesn't matter whatever varnas they are from, they can be elevated if they practice devotion service. So that is not a limitation. That does not stop one from practicing bhakti. So here, mam hi partha, certainly, O son of Pritha, vyapashritya, those who take shelter of me, ye api syu papa yoneha, even if they have sinful births, yoneha, that is womb, striyo vaishyas tatha shudras, example of papa yoneha, women, mercantile community and general laborers, te api yanti param gatim, even they can attain supreme destination. So Prabhu here says that, so from this verse, it seems like it's demonstrating Lord's, this verse is actually demonstrating Lord's mercy. But for many people, this verse, it might look like it demonstrates that how Bhagavad-gītā is, discriminating. It considers women and lower class to be sinful. Actually, this needs to be understood. We need to understand this from proper cultural context. Ultimately, any soul who gets human body is extremely fortunate, right? Because it's only in human species one has very high consciousness compared to other species where there are gradations. You have plants and you have animals, and like that. So, but in humans, it's a very evolved species. It's very highly conscious. And as long as somebody has taken birth as a human, it is possible for him to free him from the cycle of birth and death, elevate himself. So this is how it is. Moreover, when we get a birth, we this is based on our past deeds, past karma. So this is our prarabdha, how we acted, how what pious activities, what sinful activities we did, what were our desires, what was our inclination. Based on that, um, we will get a body, a human body also. In that, where one takes birth, all this is decided based on karma. So ultimately, any soul who gets a human body is very extremely fortunate. So everyone can get chance of spiritual perfection within human form. Also based on suitability of practice of spirituality, there are gradations, and this is based on quality and not birth. So Brahmanas are, it is understood, Brahmanas are ready to live life which is more focused on Brahman, which means which involves simplicity. They are practicing simplicity, austerity, spirituality, purity, maturity. That is qualities required to find God, realize God, in terms of sense control and proper behavior and balance. So these attributes are more suitable for spiritual realization. On the other hand, those who are not ready to regulate themselves, who are not ready to regulate themselves much, they are considered Shudras, actually the laborer class, as they are not ready to harmonize themselves for spiritual advancement. So spiritual advancement is not, if it's not their priority or it's not part of their agenda. This is what it is saying here. Um, so of course, again, as long as it's a human birth, they are also given opportunity by arrangement of Lord, by which they can be slowly elevated. So when it meant what it meant here, based on quality, gradations based on quality and not birth. So if somebody is uh, of here, like it's saying here, of lower birth, what it means, a lower class, what it means is like one would be struggling for his daily ends to meet. One would be um, stuck in the daily household grind, and trying to make things meet. So if somebody has children, then they would be bothered, they would be worried to make sure there's bread and butter on the plate, and basic necessities are there. So one would be struggling with all those things. So where would one get time and energy after whole day's work, maybe working more than others, just to make ends meet? Where would one get time to realize God or spend time in realizing God on spiritual activities? So it gets very difficult. Of course, it's not impossible, but it gets very difficult. So here it means based on quality and not just birth. So um, so within Varna Ashrama, higher castes are considered more qualified for spiritual advancement than lower castes, and this is by quality and not by birth. So anybody who executes bhakti or devotional service is given an opportunity to be born in an aristocratic family or a Brahmana's family. This is mentioned in Bhagavad-gītā. So by this arrangement, the Lord ensures them an opportunity to continue their progress in bhakti in new life by starting from where they had left. So if somebody has executed some devotional service, birth, so he'll be given some kind of preference, and Lord ensures that he takes birth in a family where it's feasible for him to continue progress in bhakti or devotional service in the new life. Um, so this is Lord's mercy. Again, that would depend on where one is. If maybe one did l- bhakti to a very great level, then he would be again in a social structure, in a family where he can practice bhakti easily. Depending on his past life's inclination, he will get an opportunity in new life where he can continue bhakti or devotional service. So this is the case for karma and jnana, but this is not the case for bhakti. Karma kanda focuses on dharma, artha, kama, whereas jnana focuses on moksha. But bhakti is highly based on relationship of love. One can offer love if one can offer love from within one's heart. So bhakti can elevate everyone, irrespective of what social structure, what where one comes from. Again, males are more analytical. Prabhu emphasizes that males are more analytical and more philosophical, whereas in females, the bodily identification is much greater. So females maybe they tend to spend more time um, improving their bodily appearances. So that is much greater. So this is their inclination in female, a natural inclination. This is how the subtle body is. So when soul has done more punya, Prabhu emphasized again that when soul has done more punya in previous lives, the soul gets a male body in the new life. So the point here is that we all have different starting points in life. Again, based on uh, what karmas we did, we start when we start a new life. That becomes a starting point, and that's based on our past life. And one cannot deny this fact, right? So getting a male body or female body is different starting point, but it is not discrimination, rather acknowledgement of reality. But the process of bhakti is so powerful, so potent, so fast that once we start off the starting point, it doesn't matter. Once you start practicing devotional service, after that, the starting point won't matter much. That is what Krishna is emphasizing here. So here Krishna's point is not supporting discrimination, but teaching a process that will end discrimination. So one needs to know um, how the process is. So Srila Prabhupada has also mentioned in Kunti Maharani's prayer that women are more inclined towards devotion, more faithful, and they can accept this process more easily. So we know how elevated Kunti Maharani is, right? Her prayers, so um, her depth of her bhakti. So, so here this is a example of what Prabhu had just mentioned earlier. Once the starting point, once somebody takes to bhakti, once somebody starts it, then one's birth or one's starting point doesn't matter. One can level that playing field. So, so women can here it's saying that women can accept this process more easily, especially this process of bhakti, because it's related to devotion. Um, so women are emotional, so that is how it is. So process of bhakti channelizes emotion, and women are more emotional, which will direct them towards bhakti, and it becomes easy for them. So this is again great thing. And elsewhere, Prabhupada has mentioned um, Prabhupada has mentioned this story of Prahlad Maharaja. So Prahlad Maharaja's mother was more concerned with protecting the child in the womb and was very anxious to see her husband return. Um, so therefore, when Hiranyakashipu was doing tapasya, so she was on her own. So therefore, she could not consider very seriously the sublime instructions of Narad Muni. So Narad Muni gave her shelter in the ashram, and he also, knowing that Prahlad Maharaja is going to take birth, he was giving instructions to Prahlad Maharaja's mother, and Prahlad Maharaj was in the womb. But although she was there taking instructions, she was concerned about her husband's return and protecting the child in the womb. So she was very anxious. So these are the things. So this is how the subtle body is by design. Um, so here the reference is not related to any limitation of the body. Rather, it's about subtle body, in the mind, intelligence, ego. So there is a female subtle body by design is different to as compared to males subtle body, and this is by design. So female can execute her duties of a female, a woman, a mother, a wife. So she is more emotional and she will be anxious, concerned about the family and all those things. So this is by design. This is not about limitation of the gross body. This is not in reference to the gross body. So this is related to the subtle body, the mind. So this is not flaw, but it's in nature's design so that women can execute her duties and play women's role. So, but bhakti is based on emotions. It's from the heart, and women are emotional, so it's easy for them. It's very natural for them to practice this devotion and progress in bhakti. So here again, Krishna is it's Krishna's mercy, Lord Krishna's mercy. So we can understand that starting point. Once somebody takes to devotional service, it doesn't matter. They'll level the playing field once they start practicing bhakti. So thank you, Prabhuji Mataji. Thanks for joining. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. Else we'll continue the next shloka tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna everyone. Dandavat
Thank you,
pranam.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranam to everybody assembled. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you very much.
Dandavat
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna to all devotees assembled here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Anand Rupa Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Amarendra. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.